Hi class, this is Miss Best. This video is to help you with evaluating functions word problems. So I'm going to go through two examples with you. Follow along with me, complete the examples, and then use this paper to complete the worksheet you'll be given in class. Alright, so the steps to evaluate functions in word problems is first to read the problem. Then you need to define your input, which is your independent variable or x. Okay, and then you want to identify your function, which is f of x, and then you want to substitute x and evaluate. Alright, so the first example we have, it says the function f of x equals 3x plus 25 models the yearly membership cost for a movie rental club, where x is the number of movies rented. Last year, Sarah rented 41 movies, and last year Tim rented twice the amount of movies as Sarah. How much more did Tim pay last year than Sarah? Alright, so first step is done. We read the problem. Second step is we have to define our input. Alright, so our function says f of x. Okay, so x is the input. Okay, x represents the movies rented. So x is movies. Okay, and we have two inputs in this case. We have one for Sarah and one for Tim. So for Sarah, x equals 41. And for Tim, x should equal 41 times 2, because it says he rented twice the movies as Sarah. Okay, so 41 times 2 is 82. Alright, so now we need to go to the next step, which is identify our function. So our function is f of x equals 3x plus 25. Okay, and now we need to substitute x and evaluate. So since we have two people here, Sarah and Tim, we're going to have to do it twice. So for Sarah, using f of x equals 3x plus 25, we're going to substitute 41 for x. Remember to use parentheses, and then evaluate. So we have 3 times 41, which is 123, plus 25, which is 148. Okay, so Sarah rented 41 movies and it cost her $148. Now we have to do one for Tim using the same function. Okay, except now we are going to substitute in 82. Okay, so f of 82 equals 3 times 82 plus 25. 3 times 82 is 246 plus 25, and 246 plus 25 is 271. Alright, so Tim rented 82 movies and paid $271. Now, our work is not over, because it says the final line in the question says how much more did Tim pay last year than Sarah. So we're going to have to find the difference between what Tim paid and what Sarah paid. So the last step would have to be 271 minus 148, and that's going to give us 123. Okay, so he paid $123 more than Sarah. Alright, the next example, it says the function f of x equals 120.882 times 1.012 raised to the x power models the population of a country in millions, x years after 1930. What was the approximate population of the country in 1991? Alright, so first thing is read the problem. We did that. And now define your input. So our input from our function is x. So x is the input. Okay, and now we need to determine what x represents. It says that the function models the population of a country x years after 1930. Okay, so x is years after 1930. Okay, and then for our question, it says what was the approximate population of the country in 1991. So we're going to have to take 1991 and subtract 1930 to figure out how many years after 1930 is that. Okay, so 1991 minus 1930 is 61. Okay, so our x should be equal to 61. Alright, so now our function is f of x equals 120.882 times 1.012 raised to the x power. Alright, so now all we need to do is substitute and evaluate. So we're going to substitute in 61 for x, so this becomes f of 61, and that's 120.882 times 1.012, and instead of raised to the x power, we're going to raise it to the 61st power. Okay, plug that into our calculator. We have if you do not know how to make your exponent in the calculator, you hit this key right here. This key is called the caret button. So hit that and then raise it to the 61st power. Alright, so that equals 250.249. And it says approximate, so we're going to have to round that to what I see in my answer choices, which is the 10th place. So round this to the 10th place, and that becomes 250.2. So our answer is C. Alright, so if you need to, please rewatch the video or rewind it. And if you have any questions, then come see me. Alright, bye-bye.